Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Irech E. Today we are diving into layers in AutoCAD, what they are, why they matter, and how to use them to keep your drawings organized and faster to edit. By the end of this video, you'll be creating, managing and using layers like a pro. Let's get started. Alright, this is the layers ribbon, and then here is the layers properties. If I click on it, I have some of these layers set up already for this project. And then I want you to understand that layers control visibility, colors, line weights and plotting, so you can hide, lock or change whole groups of objects instantly just by using layers. Now if you look at these windows, you're going to see layer 0. Actually, layer 0 is the default layer that came with every new AutoCAD page you open. Now I'm going to just close this down just to open a new AutoCAD drawing page so you see what layers looks like. Now if I click on this plus button, it's going to open up a new drawing page just like this one. If you drop this down, you're going to see just 0 layer here, alright, which is the default layer. If you click on layer properties, you're going to see it's just 1 layer. So let me close this and go back to our layers file here. Now also take note that all of these, from the annotation down to the wall, the windows, all have their different layers. Now to access the layers or to switch from one layer to another, all you have to do is just to drop this and then you can switch to the layer. For instance, if I click on wall, it becomes the active layer. Every line you draw at that point is going to take up that layer. Then if you want to change it, select another layer. Whatever action you take from that point takes up that layer as well. I'm just going to enter this to opt out of that. Now let's go back to the layers property by clicking on that. So how to use the layers? 0 here represents on, so you can see the light bulbs around there. Any of these layers I want to turn off, for instance, all you just have to do is go here and click on this bulb symbol here and it will turn off. For instance, let's turn the dimensions off. This is the dimension here. Come here on this bulb symbol and click on it. Once you click on it, the dimensions are turned off, as you can see. So to turn it on, just go back there and click on it and it will appear again. Then the next row here is freeze. You can freeze up a layer while working. Of course, it improves the efficiency of your work. Just to freeze up one layer, all I just have to do, using the same dimensions, for instance, all you just have to do is to click there and it will freeze. It's not deleted, but it becomes invisible. And then the next right here also is lock. You can lock up a layer so you don't accidentally alter that layer. For instance, I'm just going to lock the wall, which we have in red lines. Alright, so if you come here now and click on this lock, you've actually locked the wall. And if by any reason you want to delete anything, you can delete this and you see that the walls are there. You couldn't delete them. This keynotes also is locked. So I'm just going to unlock it as well. Here, if you want to control what is printable and what is not, all you just have to do is to click on any of that. For instance, if I go to the window layer here and click on this printing sign, what you have done is that the windows will not print. Now to confirm that, we can go to plot. Let's continue with plot a single sheet. Okay, in this case, I'm just going to turn the plotter here onto PDF and then I come here under plot area and turn this to window, and to select the window, I'm just going to go to preview. So you see that the windows are not there. If you eventually print this, they are not going to be printed, as you can see. I'm just going to hit escape and then close this. Then return back to the layer properties and click on the plot sign there. and you have undone that. Then the next is the color. So all these colors are assigned to the layers just to help me organize my drawings. And then the next is the line type. Under line type, here you will see many of them are continuous lines. That's because I'm using continuous lines, all right, except this that is hidden line. Just to change it, you can click on any of them. You have just two loaded in here. You can load more by clicking on the load. So you have different kind of lines here, all right, and whichever line you want to use, all you just do is click on it and it will be loaded. So I'm just going to cancel this and then click on OK. Then for line weights, all right, you assign line weights to them based on their functions on your drawings. So if I click on any of these right now, you can see lines from default to 0.00 millimeters up until the last one 2.11 millimeters. So whichever one you want to use, depending on what you're doing, you can just go there and click on that and it will be assigned to that layer. Then you can click on OK to opt out of that. So here you see transparency, all right. For transparency we have it at 0. If you want to set the transparency, you can set it from 1 and above. You see here we have it from 0 to 90, depending on how useful it can be for you. Then we have the description there. Then under these layers, apart from the default layer, there's a layer here called def points. Def points is by default designed not to print. If you use the layer def points to do any drawing, just know that it's not going to print. However, if under your layer properties here, you don't have def points, and if you need one, all you just have to do is to set up a layer and name it def point, and automatically it will not print. Now, looking at it from this printing symbol here, you will notice that under def point, it's looking frozen. So if you do a drawing, or sometimes you might run into an issues like you're trying to print and you notice it's not showing up, just go and check if it's under def point layer and see how you can change it before it can appear on the printing page. Then the next is how to set up a new layer. Now to set up a new layer, come up here. You see new layer, all right, and the shortcut is alternate N. So just click on it. You see a column of a new layer pops up. You can name the layer based on its function, and how to do that is just by going in there and typing whatever name you want to name that. You can call that construction line. I name that layer construction line, and then you come down to this place under color. You click on color there and assign a color to it. So I'm just going to assign maybe this to it and click on OK. Now you see those colors, each and every one of them has a number, and if you work for a company with a standard, you just need to know what the company standards for color is and then choose the color. I'm going to click on OK. Then for line, of course, it's going to be continuous, so I leave it as solid line. Now to delete a layer, all you just have to do is to click on the layer and then move straight up here and click on this delete layer. You will delete the layer. Then again, you can set current by just clicking on a layer, and then once you click on set current, come in here, you're going to see it becomes the active layer, and whatever action you perform is going to take up that layer. All right, so this line now is under keynote layers. Then again, there are tools which you can directly use without having to open the layers properties, and they are found right here. All right, for instance, if you bring this cursor over to this place, you're going to see by the tooltip it is turn off the layer of a selected object. What that means is that the same off and on which you found in the layers properties, they are displayed here as well. Now if I click on this and I need to turn off any layer, all I just have to do is to click on it and it will be turned off. Now to bring it back, the icon under it is the second function, so I'm just going to click on that, And then the next one there is isolate. All right, you can also isolate a layer. For instance, if I click this and I decide to isolate the window, the windows will remain while every other layers is isolated. So I'm just going to click on the window and hit enter. You are going to notice that every other layer is isolated and the windows are left. Now if I want to do modification on the window alone without disturbances, I can just go ahead and do what I want to do. All right, so that's how the isolate layer works. Then to undo that, just come here to the one under, you see on isolate, click it and it returns. Then the next there is freeze. All right, if I want to freeze a layer, just click this, and then I want to freeze the wall. Once you click on any of the wall, you've frozen that. So even if you want to delete any of these, you can click on delete, but the wall is there. Just come back to unfreeze it, the wall will appear. All right, so that's it for that. Then for the lock, you can lock up a layer. Now I want to lock up the annotations. All I just have to do is to click on lock, and then I click on this. Once you've clicked on that, if you want to delete any of this, whatever you locked will not be deleted as well. So I just select all these now, click on erase. You're going to see that the locked layer is not erased while others were erased. I'm just going to use Ctrl Z to undo what I've done, and then I can unlock by clicking here. Then again, you will not be certain if the locked layer is unlocked unless you go back to the layers properties, and you will notice that the layer that the dimension which I have locked is still locked. Then you can unlock it from this point. Then the next there is make current. Now how it works is that here, this is keynotes, all right, which is the current layer. Now if you want to make any other layer the current layer, all you just have to do is to select it, for instance, and then you click on this. Once you click on that, it becomes the current layer. Any action you make then becomes the dimension layer. All right, then again we have the match layer. How does the match layer works is just to match layers, and we have, for example, this is from dimension layers, and then this is from the keynote layers. If you want to match this with this so that this can bear the properties of this, all you have to do is to go to the match layer, click on it, then click on the source layer, go to the recipient and click, then hit enter, and then click the second time. So you notice that it takes the property of this. Then again, there are other basic important layers which is not found on this ribbon, and you can find them here under these layers. If you click on this tiny arrow, you're going to see other features. Now here we have this called merge. Let me show you how this is used. Here I'm just going to click on this and then show you that we have wall here, and then we have this wall too. If I select this wall too and make it the current layer, pick line, draw a line like that. Now to use the merged layers, what you have to do is to click on this arrow and drop it down, select the command. If you read from the command line, you see select object on layer to merge. So first of all, I'm going to select the source object, and then secondly, I go to the destination object and select. Hitting enter, you move back to the source object and click. Once you click on that, if you hit escape, you have not done the job, but rather coming to the command line, see what is written here. Do you wish to continue? You either say yes or no. You type Y for yes or N for no, or alternatively you just come here and click yes since you wish to continue. Once you click yes, it would have merged all of this to this. Now if you now go back to your layer properties and look, you won't find the wall 1 anymore. It is now wall 2 because you've merged the two. Now I'm going to opt out of this and also go to the layer properties, you can't find the wall 1 anymore. It is now just wall 2. So that's it. Now with this, we've come to the end of this video, and if you've learned anything new, do well to hit the like button so that more people can see this video, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified on our future tutorials. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.